we just had a rattlesnake rattle at us, full on rear up and everything. And Leo is doing what Leo does. So we are at Grasslands National Park. You see it's a lot of grasslands. Anyone who's followed us for a while knows this is probably one of my most favorite places on the entire planet. Which sounds weird because it doesn't have the towering mountains or you know, crashing oceans. You have this, but there's just something about it that just, it speaks right to my soul. I think part of it was the first time we came for a visit was 2017. We literally just passed through for the night, and of course Lily's got herself into something. Come on. And we saw more wildlife in, I think, 14 hours than we did in an entire 3-week trip. And I mean, you've got bison here, that was the big one. There's 2 prairie dog colonies that you can visit. There's badgers, there's burrowing owls, there's deer, various kinds of deer, mule deer, I think pronghorn too. It's fantastic. Oh, and yesterday we saw our first rattlesnake. No, day before. First rattlesnake ever. So that was scary and exhilarating. Grasslands National Park is located in southern Saskatchewan at the border with Montana. The park is divided into 2 blocks, the aptly named West Block and East Block. The West Block is near the town of Val-Marie. Front country camping is at the Frenchman River Campground, where there are 20 electric sites, 4 authentics, and overflow camping. Now, I prefer the overflow camping because it gives me more space away from other dogs. And because there is 0 coverage between the sites or privacy, that's a big thing for me to avoid bothering other people. The West Block is larger and has more trails for hiking. The East Block is about a 90-minute drive away. Rock Creek Campground has 24 electric sites and 8 authentics. Both campgrounds have a shelter for cooking, vault toilets, access to potable, or is that potable, water for small jugs between May and September, and RV dump tanks. There are also pens near both campgrounds for folks that want to explore on horseback. Backcountry camping is available at both blocks. Hey, handsome. Where did all that dirt come from, buddy? You wouldn't know anything about that, would you? You're so funny. Some of the things you can do at Grasslands are hiking, cycling, watching wildlife, and because the park is a dark sky preserve, you know the stargazing is, I'm going to say it, out of this world. The park offers guided tours and programs including a 5-day fossil fever event. There are also Scenic Drives in both blocks, an 11-kilometer Badlands Parkway in the East Block, and 20-kilometer Eco Tour Scenic Drive in the West Block. So with that, there are several things that you have to keep in mind for your visit. The park is fairly isolated, so you need to make sure that you have all of your supplies for your visit, including your fuel and water for you if you go after the water is shut off. There is 0 shade, which is great for keeping your solar generators going, but means that your tent or trailer is going to get seriously hot. It also means that the ground radiates heat like an oven and can burn doggy feet if you're not careful, and also increases the need for water. Speaking of water, there is no way to make the water of the rivers drinkable. So you will have to bring all the water you need and keep pups out. No swimming allowed. The wildlife is everywhere, so dogs have to stay on leash, even in the campground, as prairie dogs and coyotes will walk right by you. Give animals a good distance and don't let your dogs harass them. Hey, big man, do you know what that is? Oh, he sees it. He knows it's down there. Right, bud? The weather can change really quickly, and when the wind blows, well, it blows. Make sure everything is really secure. I once left for a short hike and came back to find my shelter tent completely flattened. Expect the temperature to drop significantly at night, especially if you're in a tent, so extra blankets. The road is loose gravel, so drive slow and be prepared to stop for the bison because they are road hogs. There is limited cell service, so be very careful of hazards like loose rocks, prairie dog holes, rattlesnakes, cacti, quicksand, dehydration, and heat stroke. It's like 6 something in the afternoon, the evening, and we're going to the Red Chairs where there's a good overlook not far from the campsite, and we just had a rattlesnake rattle at us, full on rear up and everything, and that has never happened to us before. I've never seen a rattlesnake here, and I've been here a whole bunch of times, and whew, that was exciting. And naturally I didn't take video because staying safe is more important than the clout. If you see any value to this, please like, subscribe, share, let me know what you think. What your thoughts are in the comments. And see you at the next stop.